Hey guys, welcome to StewTube. It is April 12th, and I'm gonna go over with you the trade that I was talking about last night. I mentioned that I was looking at playing this triangle breakout, whichever way it went. A few hours after I made the video, well, first of all, I think I made the video we were trading around this area right here. And a little while later, a few hours had passed, and I noticed that, I've been pretty accurate with this triangle forming and how it's been respecting my little trend lines and bouncing in this pattern. So we had the close, we were consolidating above this newest downtrend line, and I didn't overly want to play it, but I saw that we started forming higher lows and we were kind of starting to look as if this triangle was to move to the upside. And it looked like we formed a bit of support along this potential rising trend line. It was not perfect, it was more up a little higher, but we did end up breaking back above it. So there was just a few things. I had a really bullish feeling about this, especially that we had already, I think in previous videos I had trend lines, something like that formed, and since we broke that strong downtrend line, I'm kind of leaning a little more bullish through this whole triangle trading range. So anyways guys, where this arrow is, I took my long at, it was 68.38 was where I entered, and shortly after we did end up getting this break out of this triangle, and from there, I mean, you can see we got the exact move I was hoping for. We got our close above, we even had a retest very close to it, and just continued up higher. When I woke up this morning, the price was sitting around 7,000, so I took a quarter of my position off the table at 69.95 just to be a little lower than the even 7,000 number. I took a little more profits at 7,055 because I was worried about this line here, the old floor of this potential 1 hour descending triangle, this big one that I've been pointing out. I thought that floor might become new resistance, so that's kind of why I wanted to take more profits a little bit shy of that, just in case my lines weren't perfect also. From there, well, that same triangle, I extended the top of it. We have this red downtrend line here, and we did test perfectly to it. My line was slightly different. I did adjust it a little bit when I was thinking this is a potential top out zone. I wanted to take profits just below 7,200 because that's another nice round number, so I took some more profits off the table at 71.88. Then what happened is, since we have been flirting around these trend lines and I've been pretty accurate with them, we did form this little bit of support along the trend line I already had mapped out, so I was willing to give it a little bit of weight. So I actually ended up adding a bit to my position here at 7,100. I had taken out about 80% of my position at these three take profits. But I was willing to get back in, and you know what, I might get stopped out soon. This could end up playing out as a descending triangle and retesting this upward green line. The only reason I was willing to add here is because I have locked in nice juicy profits, and I figure this, if we do get above this red line, I think there's a lot of movement that might come into play if we can play out more of a bull flag, I guess. If we would take the measured move, I mean, we're looking at, if this does play out from the breakout, let's say it's down here or something, that actually lines up pretty damn good with the top of this 4 hour wedge that I have. When I extend the resistance from there, I mean, a bull flag would line up perfectly with that. So just in case that's going to happen. Another thing is actually that we might end up getting a bit of a double top here. That would also work out with that resistance line. So that's just something I want to watch out for. And a bull flag right now on a shorter time frame would line up with that quite well. So it's just something that's on my radar. As for another reason that I was willing to add back into my long position is even with just the remaining 20% of my position that I had in play, I was able to add quite a bit back in and have my stop losses at these red lines. I will take half if we drop below this potential descending triangle, and then I'll take the other half just below 7,050, just to, even if I get stopped out on both these, my average entry is still great, and I'm still going to get stopped out and profit for the rest of that position. So that's kind of why I was willing to add in. It was high risk to add into such a big uptrend already. Generally, the trend is your friend, but there's a good chance the move is over, I guess, if we are topping out right now, so we'll have to see. But either way, I'm locked in a beautiful profit, and I really don't care what happens here. Um, Another thing we could check is we could check our Fibonacci retracements. If we go from swing low to swing high, oops, we can see some pretty good confluence here. I mean, here we can see a bit of respect on our 0.382 fib retracement. Here our 0.5 was actually respected on the way up. So those would be potential pullback points too that I'm going to watch for if maybe we get some sort of a falling wedge to line up with some of those fib retracements or anything like that. A good example would be if we form a bit of a falling wedge here and actually touch back down to this green trend line as well where the fib line meets up. That would be a good indication that it would be a good chance to go long. But there's a lot of time between now and then, so we're just going to have to see how this trend plays out. Those are just kind of some levels of interest that I wanted to show you guys, and how I played this triangle. It played out exactly how I expected to if we were to break to the upside, just like I outlined in my video last night. So you guys can take a look at that one if you want to see why I was eyeing up that triangle in the first place. But to me, it looked like a pretty valid pattern. We had our 1 touch, 2, 3, 4, and even 5 right here. To me, that was a confirmed pattern. The bottom we had 1 touch point, 2 touch points, and this one was pretty darn close. If we had our bottom trend line kind of going up to the bodies of the candles, we probably would have hit it a 3rd time. So I don't know, it was very close. I was willing to play it. And these profits, so on a 20 times leverage trade, just want to show you the kind of moves you can get in such a short time. Remember, this basically played out overnight. First take profit at 2.3% times 20 is, well, around 46%. Here we had about 65%, and there we had around 100%. So those were 3 great price targets. When you trade high leverage like that on a pattern that you're confident in, you can really see a good percentage gain. So I'm gonna hopefully keep doing that. Hopefully I keep reading this trend, because since we got into this triangle, I've been pretty damn pinpoint accurate on all these little snipes, all the way from these snipes to the full breakout. So I'm happy with how that's been going. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to throw those few things on your radar, so stay safe out there, and with that, I'm out. Peace.